Happy Friday, ladies and gents. I'm joined by what is most definitely the funniest crew in the country. I even dress the part so I can be cool and sort of fit in with the group because, you know, my other looks are just, you know, very, very professional. I'm just like, I want to be one of you guys and be funny, cool.
Good attempt.
You can tell.
That's right.
Now, the group I'm talking about, they are known as BYSS. That's Because You Said So. And they are the top improv comedy show in the country, if not in the region.
What it would be like if our teachers were absolutely honest with their students.
Paul,
Yes, teacher.
why are you making noise?
Teacher, it was this boy.
Come.
You're throwing me under the
Aya. Bendo. Shika the.
Bend over.
Hey. No, not that.
No.
Not that. No. Just face that way. It's a beating.
Oh.
Do you know I am beating you?
Yes. No.
You don't know.
Maybe.
I will tell you I am beating you.
No.
My marriage is failing.
No.
I have not been paid for 2 months.
Please, teacher, please.
And then you're coming and bringing ujinga over here.
Haya wewe, wacha nione homework yako. Wewe naona venye hii na hii results yako huta make.
First up, on my immediate left is Jason Runo. We've also got...
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
And then we've got Justin Karunguru.
Pleasure to be here.
We've got Patricia Kihara.
Hi, fine.
Hello. And then we've got Yafesi Musoke.
Yes.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
How are you feeling?
Very cool.
Yeah? Do I look cool also?
Oh yeah.
Do I feel like I could
We
be?
will send you a report card.
Wow, you couldn't just say yes. Okay, that's it. Okay. Okay. It's funny. I can't go past here. My outfit is so you have to reach in for the high five. Anyway, lady and gents, were you always the funny friend in your group growing up? Sorry.
Funny, weird, maybe. But
Not funny, ha ha ha.
No, I just remember because we've all known each other for a long time.
Okay.
Patricia I've known since high school. Yafesi I've known from before that.
Yeah.
But I remember any time we hung out, it was always such good times. And I always tell people the truth is what they see on stage is really just a hangout session for us.
I mean, but are your hangout sessions really all that funny?
They are so much fun.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to be involved in the next show. Okay, so what about you, Yafesi? Were you always the funny guy?
Yes, it would seem
Okay.
that I was. It's
Yeah.
the teachers who said I was.
Okay.
But I was just being myself. Yeah.
Okay, you're just naturally the
No,
funny
it's
guy.
not naturally
Which
funny.
I imagine must have brought in the ladies, because you know whenever ladies are talking about what do you look for in a man? He has to make them laugh.
The first time I met Yafesi, I proposed to him.
No.
I was just like, wow, I want this person in my life
Merciless.
for life.
Hey.
I was like, you must marry me.
Well, let me ask you, Patricia, do you ever feel the pressure to be funny when you're around people?
That's the most interesting thing to ask because I don't think I'm funny. So a lot of times I'm just like, people are laughing at me because I didn't think
But
that
you
was
can't
funny.
actually.
But now I got used to it. So if people laugh, I'll laugh with them like, oh.
It's a funny joke. Justin, do you ever sometimes find yourself being told, okay, make me laugh?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Go for it.
I mean, like,
It doesn't work like
that's
that.
a nice joke, eh?
Yeah. So how did BYSS come together? Because you said so. How did the team come together?
One day, so it's a long story. I was fired from my previous job.
Okay.
So I had a list of things that I had ideas of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And one of them was an improv comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Gash, who was a good friend of mine even at the time.
That's actually important to note because this isn't the whole
Yes,
crew.
yes.
There's more to this, right?
Gash and June are missing. So
And K1. Why are you throwing K1
Oh,
under
so
the bus
K1.
like that?
K1 is probably somewhere some chicks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
K1
So-
shows up at the right moment when it's like
Okay. Okay.
So I shared the idea with Gash, and he was like, that's a really cool idea. So I was like, who can we call? I was like, Patricia, June. So we made a list and I called all of them.
Okay.
And I asked them, hey, I have this idea for an improv comedy show. Are you game? And they said yes. And the next thing they saw, because I didn't want to give them time to think about it.
Yeah.
And the next thing they saw was a poster.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so okay, yeah, first you see a poster and you think,
With his picture on it.
okay. So it was Jason and Friends.
Yeah.
No, not even Jason and Friends. Jason Rono presents.
Oh, okay.
But at least your name's on the poster.
No, but
And I tagged you. It was like, and I tagged you. I tagged you guys.
you were tagged.
Yes, we
Okay,
were tagged.
so what do you think at that time when you're like, okay,
First
Jason
of all-
presents us, me?
It was the phone call was terrifying.
Okay.
Like oh yeah, that's a cool idea. We didn't think you would actually go through with it so soon.
Aha.
So when the poster was up and there's a venue, there's a date and everything, that's when it hit you. Like, am I really the right person for this?
Yeah.
And his photo is there, and
Yeah.
and you're thinking.
So how long did it take for your photos to? Because I can see you guys put in a lot of effort into now, I guess, the posters. That's why I was trying to dress the part. I was like, these guys are cool. I've got to live up to because you said so. So how long before you were all? Patricia, tell us the truth. Was it just last week?
Yeah, I think these are the only ones.
The only ones. So how long ago was this? How long ago did you come up with
4
the
years
idea?
going 5 now.
4 years.
Yeah.
How did
Next
you come
year
up?
will be our 5th year.
Wow. How did you come up with the name?
I just thought we had to make the show about the audience. So yeah, because they said so. So you've been to our shows. The audience
Yes.
have a lot of power.
Yeah.
They punish us if we crack dry jokes, which I don't understand because jokes have to be dry, so they're cracked.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
really about the audience, and
Right.
that's how we came up with the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin, you through this whole situation, were you thinking, yes, me, I've always been waiting for this moment?
It was a bit of a surprise considering I came a bit later.
Just to
Oh,
join us
okay.
at
He
the
wasn't
end,
there in the
yeah.
beginning.
I wasn't there
Aha.
like from the
He's like a
start.
fresher
I was-
till
I was,
today.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Being bullied and everything.
bullied. I'm that guy. But Jason actually called me a bit later, about 3-4 shows later.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'd like you to come in as a guest. This is what we do. And I'm thinking, I actually thought, what? I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do this because I was so used to doing scripted things. And here we were supposed to make up everything.
Right. So actually, what were you doing before? What profession? Well, I guess also, I'm assuming that you also have other jobs, and this is what you do, like whenever the shows is airing, right? Whenever the show airs, or is that what you do full time?
For me, I do it
full time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what were you doing, Justin?
Yeah, I'm a jack of many trades.
Jack of many trades. Okay.
But from 9 to 5, I'm a motor vehicle assessor.
Okay.
I'm also an MC, an actor. Yeah.
Okay, so acting contributes to
Yeah.
a
Yes.
big chunk of this.
Yes.
Patricia, I know you're actor, singer, songwriter, radio, social media influencer,
okay.
award-winning person in life. So was this a natural transition for you, the impromptu
It's
part of
interesting
it?
because we'd just done Life in the Single Lane, which had that element of improv.
You're the guy in
Yeah.
Life in the Single
Yeah.
Lane.
So Life in the Single Lane was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
In 2013. No, 5. Oh, wow. 5 years
Yeah.
ago in 2013. And that was just, I didn't even know that it's, because there was no script. And
Yeah.
he's the only person I thought to call for Life in the Single Lane because I needed somebody who, because I didn't have a script.
Quick on that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And so when he called for this, it just felt like, oh, okay, cool, a natural like it's just,
Yeah.
it was perfect, and I was so glad that he then took it further than what, because mine was just a really small, tiny thing, and
Right.
this BYSS has then expanded and grown into something so amazing that it's just,
taken a life of its own.
Exactly.
So from the moment you got fired, you decided this is what I'm doing full time.
No, I actually had a lot of ideas.
Okay.
I had a flower company which didn't work. I tried something in travel. That didn't work. So it was just one of the many ideas that I had.
Yeah.
And it worked, and it was something that I enjoyed. I'm natural at. I've always done improv. Even growing up in church with your face, we were always the guys who were told, today's message is about love. Come up with something. And in 5 minutes,
You've done
we
it.
have a skit.
So is it important that the team has chemistry?
It's very important.
So have you had to X someone from the group because it just wasn't gelling, or do they naturally? Do you just go with the natural flow?
Yes,
of
we
things?
initially, the initial group, there was one person who had just come back from abroad,
Yeah.
and we just, he also didn't feel like he was a good fit.
Okay.
So I mean, it was not like because another or anything.
Yeah.
Just like
It just didn't.
yeah,
didn't
it's not
gel.
working for
Sometimes
me. So
it happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the main thing that you need in order to be an amazing improv comedian?
I'll tell you.
If I'm gonna ask, I like how it's cute, and let me present this and the rest to you. So, everyone will say the one thing that you think is
Yeah.
the secret sauce.
I think the biggest thing that you need is the willingness to fail.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to be, I mean, even when we go up on stage, when someone just says, okay, things that you can say about, you have to have that confidence that, it might not work.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that just gives you a level of comfort that it's okay to fail. In improv, it's actually okay to fail.
Do you use that motto through other parts of your life?
Yeah.
That it's okay to fail in
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
in relationship, in everything.
Yeah.
Wow. What would you say is the key, Justin?
I think just observing life, because life is generally improv. Every day, you can't say that you wake up and your day is scripted and at the end, this is the end. When
Yeah.
I'm going to bed, the end.
Yeah.
So, things will happen and you have to think on your feet. So improv is the same thing. So you just have to see what's going on around me and how can I bring that on stage.
Were you, when you talk about thinking on your feet, were you and I'm asking now everyone here, were you often reprimanded by teachers for being the smart mouth?
Yes.
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 So that's the key ingredient also. Gotta be the
No,
smart
not
mouth.
me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, Patricia, what's the secret to your improv success?
For me, I think it's important to trust your
Yeah.
cast members. So trusting that whatever they think up is okay.
Yeah.
And then that in turn trusting yourself.
Yeah.
So whatever they give me on stage, because we don't know, it's unscripted, so I don't know what he's going to ask us to
Right.
do. I don't know what he's going to then do. Sometimes
Yeah.
you'll see, he'll grab my hand and say, come with me.
And you have to go with
And
the
so I
flow.
have to go
trust,
and
yeah.
just trust that he knows that I can pull whatever off. He trusts me.
Yeah.
And so we trust each other because we're all rooting for each other, and we're rooting for the show, and to trust the audience and to trust that they're rooting for us, because
Right.
it's sometimes you go up on stage and you imagine that the audience is there to pick you apart. But what we've learned, I think, about our audience is that they're rooting for us. They come because they want to laugh.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love you guys. I
Nobody
love
pays
the
for
show.
a show to have a bad time.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the one
a
thing
good
we always
point.
have to
Yeah.
remind
No one's
ourselves.
coming here to be like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
And to trust that the audience, so it's just trust your cast members, trust yourself,
Right.
and trust the audience, because
Okay.
also they're a big part of the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, Festy?
For me, it's listening.
Uh-huh.
Just listen, because sometimes, like when we started out, we used to go. Yes, if Justin or Jason comes to say, "Come and help me with this," I go there and I have something in my mind, and he's trying to bring out something, and I end up
Right.
going in my own direction. And so when I listen, the joke or the skit or whatever is much better because
Right.
we're listening to each other
Right.
and paying attention.
It's funny, we're talking about comedy and humor,
Yeah.
but everything that you shared just now can be it's something that we should be trying to incorporate into everyday life.
Yeah.
Whether it's trust, be
Yeah.
okay with failing, be a keen observant and be in the moment, trust, listen. It's almost like you're giving keys to life, to life
like-
keys.
Allow me to add.
Yeah.
The biggest rule of improv is just yes and. It's for you to say yes and, because when you say no, then the story ends. Say, for example, if I take, this is a black cat, and you say no, the story ends there.
Yeah.
They say, oh yeah, it's a nice, beautiful, fluffy cat, and I've thrown it. You see, now gives him a chance to build on that story.
Wow. I really think I'm the no girl. I would be the no cat.
Thus,
Afternoon.
now your previous teacher was fired, so I'm the substitute teacher.
Okay.
I don't know what he told you about helmets.
That we don't
You don't need them.
then.
No.
That's Sufuria's
No.
one.
You need sufurias. No. You need the helmets. However, never, under any circumstances, ever clean them. Even if there's just like a small bit of kachumbari over there, leave it. It adds character.
When you're on the road, talk to them.
Just talk. Talk. Under no circumstances shall you ever stop talking. No matter how many times they say, just keep talking. They will hear you.
And as the headmistress, my final words to all of you. Remember that you are one. You are one. You are never wrong. When one of you is hit, you are never wrong. You must unite as one. From wherever you are going, stop. Drop your customer and go and rescue your one. Unity is everything. Bona bona forever! Bona bona forever!
Welcome back, ladies and gents. You're in for laughs in today's show. I'm with the cast of Because You Said So. That's BYSS. I've got Jason, Justin, Patricia, and Yafesi in the building today. Now, take me to the very first show. Where was it? How organized was it? How funny was it? Successes and the failures.
Well, that first show was something else.
First, I like how everyone's like, yeah.
Hey, I mean, people always think about the big things and forget the small things.
Yeah. Okay.
So we forgot about till number. So it's when we are there waiting for people, like, how are guys paying?
Oh no.
Oh, give them this number.
Yeah.
We had. The first show was the longest, and we only had 9 segments.
Yeah.
Just to just give you something that you can compare with, on average now we do about 30 segments per show. But that show we only had 9, and they had to work. So they're like, yes, guys. Yes. Now these days we just move on to the next segment.
So I guess you just learn how to make it work.
Also, that's the show we were locked in the. We locked
half an hour.
No.
Yeah, we were locked
where?
Backstage.
The door just jammed. So we had to make an announcement from backstage. Hi guys, we are locked here, and guys were like, they thought it's part of the show. And guys started laughing like, like, no, we are serious.
So were people like, was it a fun show? Was it a funny show?
It was hilarious. Because first of all, that was an icebreaker. That was a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys they thought it was fun. The show sold out.
Whoa.
How? We don't know, because they didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
The show sold out so much so that guys demanded a repeat,
Yeah.
which was kind of confusing because the show is unscripted. So.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like one,
And then
encore.
It was meant to be a one-off.
It was actually meant
What?
to be, yeah.
I can't imagine not having BYSS.
It was meant to be a one-off. It's
So-
just that we did it, and guys are like, oh, please. Then people still showed up. People showed up. They're like, okay, I think we're onto something.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what does the prep look like when you're preparing? I guess I know. It's funny, I didn't say anything, but now I feel like, are they laughing at me?
No, it's funny. I'll tell you why.
No, and I know it's improv. I know that the idea is for you to come and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
But there is some kind of preparation, no?
Yes.
The prep we do is we meet for a meal
Yeah.
just the day before the show. And I'll tell you why we do that. It's
Okay.
just to also know where people are at in their life. These shows we've done, like, one of us has come from a funeral and someone else has gone through a breakup. So it helps to know that. It helps me when I know, like, Justin is going through a really hard time. So if I see him on stage and I notice he's struggling, then I can jump in. Or someone can jump in.
Yeah.
Or if we know, say, Yafesi, like there was a show we did and Yafesi had just had his 3rd baby and we were so excited. So it really helps to just know. So we just spend time to just what we can gel.
Right.
Yeah.
It goes back to trust again, because you need to know where everyone is so that you can support them and be there when
Sometimes the situations also help, because I've done a couple of shows where I've just broken up with some dude, and then I'm on stage, and then the first segment is about things you don't say it's in a relation. I'm like, I'm not participating. I am not, because I'm going to cry. So, and that is also just part of the improv, because even the audience laugh at that because they can relate to a breakup.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that sense, has it ever gotten personal, or are you? And I know whenever you're up there, you'll sometimes make jokes at each other's expense. You know, so you'll talk about I don't know, someone's body type or maybe number of kids. It'll just be like a funny time. How do you know, where do you draw the line between, oh, that was funny, to like, no, that you don't go there? That wasn't so funny.
That's where the sharing of the meal comes in. We actually have, over the years, we've got to learn what people are comfortable with and the kinds of jokes that they'll tell. So sometimes an audience member will shout something that's inappropriate, directed at one of the cast members, and we know whether to use it or to tell them, hey, no.
Right.
So we're there to defend each other.
But it's never happened amongst
you guys, where you're just like, afterwards you're like, hey, Jason, don't talk about my hairline again. Like,
None of them have hairline.
I know, but maybe that's a touchy subject. You're like, hey, please just don't go there.
Yeah, we wanted to start a hairline company.
Because
Jason used to work in aviation. Hairline.
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So actually, on that note, what happens when it's just like a dry spell for a while and it's like no one's laughing?
The audience will send you to the store.
Yeah.
The
audience send you to the naughty corner.
Right, but what if has it ever been a situation where it's like it's just quite quiet?
So we look at each other like, like,
so do you think it's the audience that just doesn't get it, or is it just you
Sometimes it's not necessarily the situation or the segment. There are times you present a segment that looks, it sounded really funny. But then now, in practice, maybe it can accommodate one joke, two at most.
So how do you deal with the awkwardness?
We move to the next thing.
Yeah.
It has happened and sometimes that someone will crack a joke and it's not funny.
Okay.
But then somebody else will jump onto that and add something that's just hilarious.
The killer.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the BYSS from 4 years ago to where it is today. What do you think has made your show so successful? So much so that people can come and watch over and over and over again.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
We don't know. Maybe they're just really nice people.
Maybe I think you're being very modest.
It's a mix of things. It's a mix of what I just said, that we've built a family around it, and also the fact that the audience and also the cast on stage don't know what to expect. So it's always it's always a new experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have themes for the different shows? No?
Sometimes.
Who comes up with what the show looks like and is about?
Jason presents.
I think he's been trying to
delegate.
Share.
Let go.
To delegate.
has been doing it a bit
so
now.
Mugambi has been.
Like the current poster, the design and everything was done by Mugash.
Yeah.
I've involved Yafesi now a bit more in the writing. We're trying to. I'm feeling comfortable now to let go of a lot of things.
Yeah. Now this is quite obviously your baby. What are some of the things that you've actively done to scale? I know that you've ended up doing BYSS in the Wild, which was an incredible show. I didn't go for it, but I heard a lot about it. What have you actively done to make sure that this business continues to scale and is still something that's exciting?
Just one thing.
One thing?
Consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what sense, given that your jokes are different all the time?
In the sense that our audience know that every other month there's a show. No matter what happens, there will be a show.
Right.
So sometimes as artists we start something, then maybe something happens, and then we overthink it, and you don't do it again. Then the next time it's if you end up also confusing your audience. But for us, we're very deliberate about the consistency. That every year one show will go out to the wild, and every other month there will be a show.
Nice. Okay, Patricia, you had your hand up.
Yes. No, I was just saying, because he was making there are artists who they do one thing. That is me. Case in
but
point,
this is your
single lane. It could have been a consistent thing, but I really admire what Jason has done because you said so. Because if it wasn't for Jason, to be honest, he's the same one. He'll just, in fact, in the beginning, he just used to be like, okay, guys, we're doing the next show this month. He gives us our dates.
Yeah.
So there's no time to be like, okay, but Jason, the other time we didn't feel like this, or because sometimes we'll have shows where we're like, what? The audience was tough.
The audience was tough. Yeah. So you do think the audiences sometimes can be a little bit tougher?
But it also, it also has to do with what our energy is on stage sometimes. Because sometimes you go on, you're confident, you're free, you're light, so it doesn't even matter. You don't even notice if your joke didn't land. It's fine.
Yeah.
Other times you'll just be like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So it also just depends on our energy. But for him to just say we're doing this show regardless, come rain, come sunshine, and also the thing that he's done is that he's made sure it's grown. So our first show and our last show are so different.
How? That's what I want to get into. How is it different? Because I'm sure there's people watching who are like, even me, I'm funny. Even me, I can do this. Or it doesn't even have to be improv comedy. It could be whatever it is that they're trying to pursue in the creative industry. And what you've managed to accomplish in those 4 years is an incredible amount of success, given that it's the same crew every other month, and still people flock to it. So that's what I'm trying to get at. How is it so different? And maybe now the rest can share.
It's
well.
relationships as well.
Okay.
Relationships that we've built with each other, relationships that we've built with our suppliers.
Yeah.
I mean, people like Protel are people we've worked with for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's a relationship we've built with the audience, because there's times audience have come to me and said, hey, this show you struggled, but see you next time. Okay. See, that gives you that motivation to do better, actually.
Yeah. So how do you sharpen your skill when it comes to being funny? How do you sharpen that craft?
Well, you talk to the human race, because generally when you interact with people, like for me, I do not fear just being myself in front of these ones, even though they'll probably slap me upside the head. Always doing puns and jokes and everything. But as Justin had said, you observe life.
Yeah.
Because the shows are different, because there might be something different on the audience's mind in each show. So whether it's something political or something social or something, there's always something that's like an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And so we're like, let's take this elephant for a walk. And hey, that's an expression.
Hey, let's take
yes,
this
I'm giving a talk
on
taking the elephant on walking elephants.
Yeah. That was quite a task.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so Justin, do you ever get nervous before?
All the time. All the time.
How do you handle the nerves?
I guess we all have our ways. For me, it's just being in that moment, a bit of music, but just being in the moment and just understanding where everyone is in that moment.
Yeah.
And just trusting.
Okay.
We're in this together, and whatever happens, we'll get out of it together.
And how do you sharpen your craft? How do you make sure that you're still funny?
Just like your face, just observing people.
But I observe people. I can't
These
crack
things
jokes the
you
same
notice
way.
about people.
Yeah.
The thing with comedy, it sort of gives you the permission to talk about things that are naturally uncomfortable to talk about. If someone says they're a comedian, then you sort of unconsciously give them that permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of us have different rituals. There's one of us in particular who is so funny, but
what do they do?
He has to go to the toilet for a number 2, like for an hour before the show.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
it's a thing.
That's
Like
how the stress manifests.
Yeah,
So he
like-
has to literally let
like,
it go.
and we know that. So even when we brief, we have to accommodate an hour.
Ample time for distressing.
I love that. That's how close you all are
Yes.
as a crew.
Really tight.
Really
Way too tight.
tight. I love it. Okay, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a quick improv session with the cast of BYSS. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gents. I've got the funniest people in town in studio today. That's Jason, Justin, Patricia, and Yafesi. That's the cast of BYSS, Because You Said So, who, by the way, have a show this Saturday. You don't want to miss it. It's at Carnivore. But for now, before I get into the last part of this conversation and understanding how you guys came to be the geniuses that you are in comedy, I want to have a quick improv session, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's like my own personal happy place with you guys. Okay, so the scenario I'm going to pose for you, and you have to make me and us laugh. I'm sure you guys, please, if you laugh at their jokes, please just comment. Go to Living With Us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and just write ha ha ha, please. if you find it, please just do that so that we see how funny they are. Ha ha ha. Okay, so scenario that I'm putting forward to you right now is peculiar things that Kenyans do.
So do we? This is
Okay.
Okay, come.
Okay.
You're like a reporter, a news reporter.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sharon. We are here at NTV Studio today, and we are covering live the Because You Said So team. And now, as you can tell, this crew is very funny, and maybe we can just talk to one of them. Wow, you are all here. Wow. Okay.
I see what you mean by trusting and just going with the flow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me where I live.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, your mind. Okay. Just to.
Hey, your face. Long time, eh? Long time, eh? Yeah. Okay.
You know, I left that place where we used to live.
Oh.
Yeah, now it's just over there. You see that barabara over there? Then there's a kiosk this side, lenga that one. Go straight, then there's like a roundabout. Like this, go chini like that, yeah.
With your hands now.
No. So you know the roundabout?
Yeah.
So you lenga that one, you go down like this. This way. Bari huko.
Otherwise,
Mambo.
sawa.
Story.
It is well.
Hali.
Jesus is
All right.
Sasa, hii gari yako iko na shida mingi. Hii gari yako iko na shida mingi. Unahitaji mafuta ya brake.
Mafuta.
Hiyo ni 1200. Alafu paint job.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Kuja hapa. Weka mikono juu. Pita. Kuja. Pita. Na wewe. Pita. Wacha niwaambie siku hizi na ile mtu alisema nini? I could have checked.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, one more. Oh gosh. Oh, don't even get me. I'm not laughing at that one. I'm not laughing at that one.
Do you know something I found out that still happens today?
Yeah.
And I'll involve you in this one.
Oh gosh.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So
like as improv.
Yes. Trust me.
Okay, trust.
Okay. So I'm calling you. You.
Okay. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh.
No. Why is that? What? Why?
I flashed you. You don't understand what flashing is.
Our friends have airtime.
The one I find like, unatoa ngapi?
Huh?
Unatoa how much?
How much are we withdrawing?
500. You guys, I really want to be part of the cast, but obviously I can't. I'm just like, sorry, excuse me, kutoa, Lenny from where? Yeah. Okay, can we, what else can we jump into right now? Like, I'm really loving this, that I feel like.
Well, it's like when if someone asks, by the way, what time does the show start? 8, 9, 9:30, 10, latest 11.
Between 8 and 11.
Or when you just said the show is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll still be people as we're going on stage, and the cast of BYSS. Someone will still call, hey, can I get comps?
Oh gosh.
Or are there tickets?
For me.
Book for me a seat. And we're literally walking
Everyone
on the
is
stage.
guilty. Everyone is guilty. Okay, I'm gonna throw another one at you. Interesting things. Of things that take place in a car. Also, things that take place in a car. Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty. 100%.
And then of course there's the one for.
Gotta go in there. Gotta go in there. Okay.
Or you know when somebody has their Bluetooth, but it's on this side,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm busy talking, but the people outside are just looking at me.
Yeah, actually, how do you even do you
And
just
I'm alone in the
continue?
car.
Yeah. But you've just got to continue.
There's also those guys for jam.
Oh, yeah.
Jam things.
And
then it's like here.
We're a couple driving.
Yeah.
No conversation.
No conversation.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes feel the pressure to laugh for your colleague if they go up and you're like, ah?
No.
Or do you sometimes are you just like, no, that was not funny.
Nah, we call it
Corner.
out. We like it.
Off to
In
the
fact, we'll
corner.
encourage. Stool. Because
Yeah.
that's now, yeah.
Okay. Here's a difficult question, but I still have to ask. And you've got to be honest.
Always.
Who's the funniest?
Wow.
Honesty is the best policy, Patricia.
But that's a subjective question.
I think it's easier to ask everybody who their
Yeah.
favorite
Okay.
is.
Let's do that then. Who's your fave?
So, not favorite because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think everybody has different things. No,
Now
I'm serious.
just,
I'm serious. No, true story.
Okay.
Like June is just funny. Like she'll just standing on stage. Like there's something about
Yeah,
her
that's true.
posture,
Demeanor,
her
yeah.
demeanor.
I want you to imagine the camera is right here, the audience is right there, so just walk this way,
Right.
come right here and introduce yourself.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. A little bit of swing, a little bit of swing. That's a little bit of bounce, and let's go.
Good evening. My name is June. Gashui.
All right. Patricia can sing about anything.
Okay.
Just funny.
Yeah, but that's funny.
Oh.
Sing about the thing.
So I sing funnily.
Sing about
the
how
thing.
was it thing about
The
something.
thing. The traffic.
Huh?
Your singing voice is funny. I think
that
that's- no, not Patricia Kihora as a singer, but the way she'll just come up with like a,
yeah.
I'm
We are going
singing
through
a
the mess
song.
in the town, and they say that the traffic town is catching up. K1 was coming, but he said, no way, I cannot be rained on my hair.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay, and who's who's the funniest to you, Justin?
Wow.
Most times, maybe. Most times you're just like this guy.
Okay,
or this
I'll look
chick.
at it from this perspective. The person who goes to the stool the least.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And even when they're there, it's still funny how they got there. Probably a face.
So he goes to the stool the most.
No, Mugash goes the most.
Oh, Mugash is the
Mugash owns the stool.
You guys owe me rent for that stool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Boy, Mugash. And
But
he's not
Patricia
here to
also doesn't go to the stool that often.
Okay.
So I'd rate her very highly.
She holds her
Yes,
own.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Patricia, who's yours? Oh, I think your mic is.
Oh,
is
it's
good now.
okay.
We're good
Oh,
now.
okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was like Jason. It's like the fact that I feel like he trusts himself a lot, and everything. I think everything you say lands. Just because it's like you observe life a lot.
Yeah.
So you're able to be relatable a lot. And then June is just funny.
Yeah, I think
As
all of
other
you
words,
combined
yeah.
come up with the best
Anyone,
sauce
gosh,
ever. So you curtain raised for Kenny Lattimore.
Yeah.
Yo, what was that like?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah?
We didn't know we share a barber
Yeah.
with him.
Eh.
Oh man.
Oh man.
We actually did have a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
nerve-wracking because I don't think it's been done before
Yeah.
in this country where you have a comedy act just before
Yeah.
like we introduced Kenny.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually they would save that for like the most energetic singer, but they were like, I think we should have the guys of BYSS introduce Kenny, and we were like, what?
That's incredible. I remember seeing and meeting a lot of people who had never come to your show and didn't even know about it, and they were like, okay, I don't know what's happening next, but BYSS needs to open it. Everything. Like, you guys need to open it. And I'm not kidding it. I read it on Twitter, and I met a couple of people who said, have you heard of BYSS? I was like, yeah, from the beginning. Excuse me, where have you been?
Yeah, we do corporate
Now you
gigs
see them.
too.
Yeah, we do. Gigs thing.
Yeah. So how much of your craft do you think is nature and just a natural gift versus how much effort you put into observing and practicing and soaking in? Is it natural or is it, seasoning and practice?
For a long time, it was nature.
Yeah.
When we first started out, I mean, the first show we were really nervous, like, we're not done this before. after a while, we got into. There was a time we almost plateaued because we were just going. It was like autopilot.
Right.
And then after a few shows, it hit us like, wow, we actually have to deliberately put some effort into this, because improv is actually it's a craft, it's an art.
Yes.
We have had guests. We've had guests from the audience, celebrities, performers, entertainers who come up on stage. We just call them up and we back them up. We're there with them, but they freeze. They freeze on stage. Improv is not for not everyone can just come up and put on a show.
Oh, I agree.
You put on a show.
I never. No. I was. What are you talking? I remember panicking and be like, never again, am I ever coming.
You went on a date on that show.
Yeah.
Like we called you on stage.
Yeah, and then I had to paint a scenario for a date, and you guys had to. And then I'll never forget this line that K1 gave. Maybe that's why everyone is like K1. Anyway, so he says, Sharon, do you like my shirt? I'm like, yeah. It's okay, it's good. You like it? Yeah. Do you know what it's made of? I'm like, what? Boyfriend material.
K1.
K1.
That's even when K1 is not here, it's just
Still getting the ladies in. Still getting the ladies in.
has the tall glass of water.
Hey.
We have a mug of uji here.
Calabash of uji.
Love it. My favorite. Uji. Any day.
Here we have,
Okay. Okay.
But we do have to take the discipline on our own individually, because we each do our own things. We MC, we do performances elsewhere, and in that space you grow as an artist, so that when we come together you didn't stagnate in the 2 months since we performed.
There needs to be growth as selves and as the collective as well. I love it. Oh man, thank you guys so much. Jason, real quick, what are the details for the show on Saturday?
So the show is tomorrow. We'll be at Carnival Grounds. So what we've done, one thing that we've done, I mean, we've had considerably some success.
Yeah.
And we felt that it's important for us to share our platform with other artists.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing, we've been inviting stand-up comics to come as well, music acts. So tomorrow we have Parsin, we have Nairobi Horns Project, and then we have 2 comics, very funny guys, Jojo Aweru, and there is a guy called Emmanuel Kisingani. So gates open at 4 at Carnival Grounds, and then we will come on stage later, like at 8. But let's come and have fun. Tickets available on ticketsasa.com.
Hello, you heard it here. No excuses. Don't be calling as they're about to go on stage. Come. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for making my day. I've laughed for the week. Thank you. And if you laughed too, please, seriously, living with us. Ha ha ha! Let us know that you shared in the laughter. You can also follow BYSS.
Yeah, I was gonna say
on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yes.
What exactly is the handle?
On Twitter and Instagram is at BYSS_KE.
Okay.
And then on Facebook is just Because You Said So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of course you guys know that you've got BYSS, which you better have bought tickets for. You heard where exactly you need to be. Tickets, that's how you can buy it. Go have a laugh. You're welcome. But if you want to know of other events that are taking place, first up we've got the Mental Health Let's Talk event, which will take place tomorrow at the Michael Joseph Center from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the talk will be through the art of poetry. And then for the entertainment lovers, starting today actually at 8 p.m. to tomorrow 5 a.m., the Circus event will be happening at Carnivore Restaurant with some of the top DJs and drummers and MCs in the building. There'll be a lot of circus performances too. And then lastly, for the kids who like to swim, there's a swimming event. That's the Sprints Gala that's open to children aged 4 years and above. It'll take place this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Nairobi Sailing and Sub-Aqua Club. Okay, ladies and gents, have a phenomenal weekend. May you find laughter in every aspect of your life. And also, again, you want to watch these guys. They're going to make you laugh like I did today until I ruined my makeup. I'm going to love you and leave you, but I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. No, not tomorrow. It's Monday. What am I saying? I'll see you on Monday, 8 a.m. sharp. Bye.